curved greatswords! Yay! The worst curved greatsword in Elden Ring is easily the Dismounter. This weapon is the curved greatsword of this weapon category. There is simply nothing to this weapon, and I mean nothing. Don't bother even farming for it, because it's way easier to get a way better curved sword in Limgrave. And Elden Ring's other doo-doo curved greatsword is the Monk's Flameblade. Again, there really isn't much of this weapon at all. It's the Dismounter, but this one scales more with dexterity. Not that it matters much, because you could just infuse either with whatever and get the same result. The only reason the Monk's Flameblade is higher up on the list is because this thing has one of the coolest designs in the whole game. Too bad it's got better use as a letter opener for the fire giant instead of killing people. The only curved greatsword in the game that has the honor of being completely average is the Beastman's Cleaver. Compared to the two other mentioned before, this thing actually scales pretty well with something, that being strength. It has one of the highest damage potential of all the curved greatswords. The only reason it's not higher on this list is that all other curved greatswords have something unique going for them. Except D tier, of course, while this one is just a very average and basic weapon moveset wise, but at least this weapon has some style, unlike the Dismounter, which has nothing. B tier means best tier, at least in this case, because the Omen Cleaver is the best average curved greatsword, since it's got good damage, good range, and an actually unique moveset. Crazy, I know. By unique moveset, I of course mean that it has only one distinguishing quality, that being its unique heavy attack. The heavy attack is quite bad, since it's got the range of a drunk guy pissing on the side of a house, but at least the damage and I suppose style makes up for it. Elden Ring's first actually unique and somewhat cool curved greatsword is the Zamor Greatsword, and it's next on this list. Yes, its range is bad, and probably the damage too, but what makes up for it is the fact that it has bleed, and a weapon skill that is somewhat unique, at least for a while until you find the Ash of War, and then you can put it anywhere, kinda like ketchup. Anyways, bleed basically makes up for this weapon's lack of anything really. First on A tier is the Magma Worm Scale Sword. It's a weapon wielded by the massive fat-ass lava-vomiting dragon smurfs. Damage-wise, it's fine. It's split between fire and physical, so that's a minus, I guess. But thankfully the weapon skill makes up for it, since it's pretty fun. It's maybe not that good or useful even, but it generally makes up for it with its dashing style. The weapon skill is fun, but the lava pool it leaves doesn't do much in the grand scheme of things. And the follow-up is kinda slow and weird and wacky, but hey, at least it's not the Dismounter. Onyx Lord's Greatsword is next in A tier. It's got a luxurious golden look, with a weapon skill that actually does a shit ton of damage. It's basically reverse gravitas, but this time the damage is crazy high. The weapon's damage is split between magic and physical, and the weapon scales somewhat with intelligence. So you nerds might get something out of this one. Otherwise, there really isn't much to say about this weapon, since it really doesn't do anything out of ordinary. Morgott's Curved Greatsword. My god, is this thing beautiful. This weapon is straight up one of the coolest in the whole game. The weapon skill is one of the better ones in the game as well, and not to forget, it inflicts crazy good amounts of bleed, and so does the weapon itself. The damage on the weapon is sadly though quite average, and it scales with dexterity, and I much prefer strength. And for some ungodly reason, you need 17 arcane. But it's fine, because this weapon is absolutely worth it. And Elden Ring's strongest, coolest, and probably sexiest curved greatsword is easily, and I do mean easily, the Bloodhound's Fang. The weapon itself has one of the higher damages of this weapon class. The weapon is stylish, it's got good reach, and its requirements aren't bad at all. And most of all, the weapon skill is one of the coolest in the game. I know I said that about the previous one, but I mean, what can I say? It does super high damage, super high poise damage, and the follow-up even has iframes. So yeah, it's good. Anyways, that's that. Goodbye!